Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So I am going to be reacting to Britney Spears' conservatorship testimony, which I guess was not supposed to be leaked, but of course it is. This has been requested in the comments to react to this, so I'm gonna do that for you guys today. Also, my hairdresser, shout out to Corey. He brought it up to me too, and I had like totally forgotten about it, so he reminded me to do this. Thank you for those of you who commented to do this. Thank you, Corey. So I'm gonna jump into this reaction video. I probably don't have time to react to the entire thing. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Basically what I do is I use my intuition to read the energy of different videos. Tell you guys like if I see something that just ain't right, something that just doesn't feel right inside, because your intuition cannot lie, and you know when you get that gut feeling inside and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel right, or oh, like I know this is where I'm supposed to be. That is your intuition talking to you. So I'm gonna let my intuition lead the way and have my ego step aside.
I will be honest with you, I haven't been back to court in a long time because I don't think I was heard on any level when I came to court the last time. I brought 4 sheets of paper in my hands and wrote in length what I had been through the last 4 months before I came there. The people who did that to me should not be able to walk.
I just hear that she is her higher self right now. Your higher self is basically the piece of you that has kind of ascended beyond the ego, that has just like, it's like the piece of you that is your intuition. It's just like the best piece of you, maybe not best, but it's your higher self is just that piece of you that knows all, that knows what to do, that emotions are taken out of it, that is just, it's that really smart piece of you that just knows what to do.
Walk away so easily. I'll recap. I was on tour in 2018. I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I will have to find an attorney.
I hate to interrupt you, but my court reporter is taking down what you're saying.
Okay.
And so you have to speak a little more slowly.
Oh, of course, yes. Okay,
And
I apologize. Great. Okay. The people who did this to me should not get away and be able to walk away so easily. Recap. I was on tour in 2018. I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I will have to find an attorney, and by contract, my own management could.
So my brain's way of like figuring out if someone's telling the truth or not, or if they're lying, is I have my own little like symbols in my head and like way of doing it. And so I see, like in my own like intuition's way of like figuring it out, I see that she is fully telling the truth right now.
Sue me if I didn't follow through with the tour. He handed me a sheet of paper as I got off the stage in Vegas and said I had to sign it. It was very threatening and scary, and with the conservatorship, I couldn't even get my own attorney, so out of fear, I went ahead and I did the tour. When I came off that tour, a new show in Las Vegas was supposed to take place. I started rehearsing early, but it was hard because I'd been doing Vegas for 4 years and I needed a break in between. But no, I was told this is the timeline and this is how it's gonna go. I rehearsed 4 to 4 days a week. Half of the time in the studio and half of the other time in a Westlake studio. I was basically directing most of the show with my whereabouts, where I preferred to rehearse and actually did most of the choreography, meaning I taught my dancers my new choreography myself. I take every...
I'm gonna skip ahead to like 4 minutes.
On this new medication, which I never wanted to be on to begin with. There were 6 different nurses in my homes, and they wouldn't let me get in my car to go anywhere for a month. Not only did my family not do a goddamn thing, my dad was all for it. Anything that happened to me had to be approved by my dad, and my dad only acted like he didn't know that I was told I had to be tested over the Christmas holiday.
So what I just heard in my head, one, she is telling the truth here from what I can see. Also, I hear that she has a slave contract to her dad, which is basically like a karmic tie where you have kind of like sold your soul to someone, and so they have like a karmic like slave contract is literally what I hear.
Holidays before they sent me away when my kids went home to Louisiana. He was the one who approved all of it. My whole family did nothing. Over the 2-week holiday, a lady came into my home for 4 hours a day, sat me down and did a psych test on me. It took forever. But I was told I had to then, after that I got I was told I had to then, after I got a phone call from my dad.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
From the time I showed up and do absolutely nothing, just hire with my money another person to keep my dad on board. Ma'am, my dad and anyone involved in this conservatorship and my management who played a huge role in punishing me when I said, no ma'am, they should be in jail. They're cool tactics working for Miley Cyrus as she smokes on joints and stage at the VMAs. Nothing is ever done to this generation for doing wrong things, but my precious body, who's worked for my dad for the past fucking 13 years, trying to be so good and pretty, so perfect when he works me so hard, when I do everything I'm told in the state of California, allowed my ignorant father to take his own daughter, who only has a role with me if I work with him. They set back the whole course and allowed him to do that to me. That's given these people I've worked for way too much control. They also threatened me and said if I don't go, then I have to go to court. And it will be more embarrassing me if the judge publicly makes you go. The evidence we have, you have to go. I was advised for my image, I need to go ahead and just go and get it over with.
So I keep hearing in my head that she is not mentally unstable. However, she is hyper traumatized is what I keep hearing. I don't even know if that's a real phrase or word. I would have to look it up, but I just keep hearing that she's hyper traumatized.
They said that to me. I don't even drink alcohol. I should drink alcohol, considering what they put my heart through. Also, the Bridges facility they sent me to, none of the kids, I don't feel like I should even be in a room with anyone to offend me by trying to question my capacity of intelligence, whether I need to be in this stupid conservatorship or not. I've done more than enough. I don't owe these people anything, especially me, the one that has roofed and fed tons of people on tour on the road.
I see her like, her soul has come in now, like she's her soul right now, and her soul is literally like, has her higher self like against a wall, like her soul's hand is like against the higher self's neck, because she's like, you can tell she's getting very frustrated and irritated and very like heated, but I see her like shoving her like higher self like out of the way right now.
It's embarrassing and demoralizing what I've been through, and that's the main reason. I've never said it openly, and mainly I didn't want to say it openly because I honestly didn't think anyone would believe me. To be honest with you, the Paris Hilton story on what they did to her to that school, I didn't believe any of it. I'm sorry, I'm an outsider, and I'll just be honest, I didn't believe it. And maybe I'm wrong, and that's why I didn't want to say any of this to anybody, to the public, because I thought people would make fun of me or laugh at me and say, she's lying, she's got everything, she's Britney Spears. I'm not lying. I just want my life back, and it's been 13 years, and it's enough. It's been a long time since I've owned my money, and it's my wish and my dream for all of this to end without being tested. Again, it makes no sense whatsoever for the state of California to sit back and literally watch me with their own 2 eyes.
So her higher self is back is what I hear, and she is her oversoul now, which I don't know what an oversoul is, but it feels bigger than the soul.
Make a living for so many people and pay so many people trucks and buses on tour on the road with me and be told I'm not good enough, but I'm great at what I do, and I allow these people to control what I do, ma'am, and it's enough. It makes no sense at all. Now, going forward, I'm not willing to meet or see anyone I've met with enough people against my will. I'm done. All I want is to own my money for this to end, and my boyfriend to drive me in his fucking car. And I would honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me by making me keep this in for so long. It's not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you to the judge to approve me, do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself. My attorney says I can't, it's not good. I can't let the public know anything they did to me, and by not saying anything.
I just heard that she's in the 6th density right now, which I also don't know what that means, but it looks high up there.
Is saying it's okay. I don't know what I said here. It's not okay. I don't want to interview. I'd much rather just have an open call to you for the press to hear, which I didn't know today we're doing, so thank you. Instead of having an interview, honestly, I need that to get it off my heart, the anger and all of it. It's not fair they're telling me lies about me openly. Even my family, they do interviews to anyone they want on news stations, my own family doing interviews and talking about the situation and making me feel so stupid, and I can't say one thing. And my own people say I can't say anything. It's been 2 years. I want a recorded call to you. Actually, we're doing this now, which I didn't know that we were doing this. To the public, who knows what they did to me. I know my lawyer Sam has been very scared for me to go forward because he's saying if I speak up, I'm being overworked in that facility of that rehab place. The rehab place will sue me. He told me I should keep it to myself. Really, I would personally like to. Actually, I know I've had growth.
I don't know who Sam is, but when she said the name Sam, I saw literally like a sick hospital patient being injected, like in the arm with a needle or something.
With a personal relationship with Sam, my lawyer, I've been talking to him.
Unless that's Brittney is what I'm seeing.
I'm like 3 times a week now. We've kind of built a relationship, but I haven't really had the opportunity by my own self to actually handpick my own lawyer by myself. And I would like to be able to do that. I would like to also, the main reason why I'm here is because I want to end the conservatorship without having to be evaluated. I've done a lot of research, ma'am, and there's a lot of judges who do end conservatorships for people without them having to be evaluated all the time. The only times they don't is if it's concerned.
So I just saw the way I see truth, like I just saw it dip to like not true. Not that she's lying, because she's not. It's just it's what she said wasn't true. I guess you do actually need someone to like evaluate you.
Family member says something's wrong with this person and considered otherwise. Considering my family has lived off of my conservatorship for 13 years, I won't be surprised if one of them has something to say and go forward and say, we don't think this should end. We have to help her, especially if I get my fair served in turn and exposing what they did to me. Also, I want to speak to you about, at the moment, my obligations, which I personally don't think at the very moment I owe anybody anything. I have 3 meetings a week I have to attend.
I just heard in my head that like 6 or 7 years ago this was supposed to end, or like it could have ended, but something like malicious happened.
And no matter what, I just don't like feeling like I work for the people whom I pay. I don't like being told I have to, no matter what, even if I'm sick. Jody, the conservator, says I have to see my coach Ken even when I'm sick. I would like to do 1 meeting a week with a therapist. I've never, even before they sent me to that place, had 2 therapy sessions. A therapy session and 1 therapy session with I have a doctor and then a therapy person. What I've been forced to do illegal in my life, I shouldn't be told I have to be available 3 times a week to these people I don't know. I'm talking to you today because I feel, again, yes, even Jody is starting to kind of take it too far with me. They have me going to therapy twice a week and a psychiatrist. I've never in the past they have me going, twice a week and my Dr. Gold, so that's 3 times a week. I've never in the past see a therapist more than once a week. It takes too much out of me going to this man I don't know. Number 1, I'm scared of people. I don't trust people with what I've been through. And the clever setup of being in Westlake, one of the most exposed places in Westlake, which yesterday paparazzi showed me coming out of the place literally crying in there. It's embarrassing and it's demoralizing. I deserve privacy when I go. And have therapy either at my home, like I've done for 8 years. They always come to my home, or when the Dr. Vincent, the man that died, I went to a place similar to what I went to in Westlake, which was
Whoever this therapist is that she has now, I literally see as like a marshmallow man. Like, I don't know what that image is, but I see like a marshmallow man that I've seen on like certain things at the store. I don't know what it is, but I see the therapist she's with now is like this marshmallow man, and he's like he just doesn't know what he's doing is what I hear. I don't want to be rude by saying that, but like I just hear that he doesn't know what he's doing.
It was very exposed and really bad. Okay, so wait, where was I? It was like, it was identical to Dr. Lisbeth, who died, the one who illegally, yes, 100% abused me by the treatment he gave me too. And to be totally honest with you, I was so...
Excuse me for interrupting you, but my reporter said that you could just slow down a little bit, and she's trying to make sure she gets everything that you're saying.
Okay, cool.
And so
Okay. I have been through, and the Clever 7 Westlake is identical to Dr. Vincent, who died, the one who illegally, yes, 100% abused me by the treatment he gave me. And to be totally honest with you, when he passed away, I got on my knees and thanked God. In other words, my team is pushing it with me again. I have trapped phobias being in small rooms because the trauma locking me up for 4 months in that place. It's not okay for them to send me, sorry, I'm going fast, to that small room like that, twice a week with another new therapist I pay that I never even approved. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. And I haven't done anything wrong to deserve this treatment. It's not okay to force me to do anything I don't want to do. By law, Jody and this so-called team should honestly, I should be able to sue them for threatening me and saying, if I don't go and do these meetings twice a week, we can't let you have your money and go to Maui on your vacations. You have to do what you're told for this program, and then you will be able to go. But it was very clever. They picked one of the most exposed places in Westlake, knowing I have the hot topic of the conservatorship, that over 5 paparazzis are going to show up and get me crying coming out of that place. I begged them to make sure that they did this at my home so I would have privacy. I deserve privacy. The whole conservatorship from the beginning, once the conservatorship from the beginning, once you see someone.
So I just hear that her family members don't have their soul anymore for some reason.
Whoever it is in the conservatorship making them money and myself money and working, that whole statement right there, the conservatorship should end. There should be no, I should be in a conservatorship if I can work and provide money and work for myself and pay.
So I just heard that there's going to be 2 really big shifts in 4 months from now and 7 months from now. 4 months from now, it has something to do with a decision being made, and then 7 months now, it has something to do with like the entire world.
The other people. It makes no sense. The laws need to change. What state allows people to own another person's money and account and threaten them and saying, you can't spend your money unless you do what we want you to do, and I'm paying them? Ma'am, I've worked since I was 17 years old. You have to understand how thin that is for me. Every morning I get up to know I can't go on somewhere unless I meet people I don't know every week in an office identical to the one where the therapist was very abusive to me. I truly believe this conservatorship is abusive. And then we can sit here all day and say, oh, conservatorships are here to help people. But ma'am, there's 1,000 conservatorships that are abusive as well. I don't feel like I can live a full life. I don't owe them to go see a man I don't know and share him my problems. I don't even believe in therapy. I always think you take it to God. I want to end the conservatorship without being evaluated. In the meantime,
Never mind.
I want this therapist once a week. He can either come to my home. No, I just want him to come to my home. I'm not willing to go to Westlake and be embarrassed by all these paparazzi.
Come in.
Here's your, brought Debbie some
My
Cascade. That's
dad
good.
brought me
Some
groceries.
Some bottles that we
Thank
washed for you because
you.
we didn't have any Cascade.
Okay, to be continued. Thanks guys for watching. Comment below. See you next time.
She feels just as clean.